The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scump, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by USAA Insurance, auto, renters, and home insurance that's made to help the military community protect what they've worked hard for.
They say credit belongs to the man in the arena who spends himself in a worthy cause. The glory is reserved for the few who, no matter what, answer the call to enter the arena. It echoes out, reverberating across the globe. It only acts to reach the bold, never the timid. The call delivers victory to the deserving and rewards the devoted. For when your time comes, there is only one option. Enter the arena. Fight for the call.
Pulled up with the cups and the cake. Count a few bucks when the money inflates. I ain't in a rush cause we did it my way. But there's money right here, so you better not trip. Oh, yeah. Shawty don't trip, yeah. Shawty don't trip, check. Shawty don't, ayy, yeah. Shawty don't trip, shawty don't trip, yeah. Shawty don't trip.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We've got one series down today, 2 more to go. And now it is time to finally pit the Florida Mutineers back up against the Minnesota Rocker. My name is Miles Ross, his name is Chance, and we are exceptionally excited to get into this series. Chance, this is a fun one, man. 2 teams that are basically rock bottom, I would imagine, in the vibes department right now.
Rock bottom is very close to the pun I was hoping for, but yeah, I think that's fair to say. At least like in the stock market of the Pro League that we had, both of these teams coming off losses and like all the momentum that they were trying to build, well, it's a rough start. But the good news is that means at least one of these 2 teams will be able to get that win and start to try to build some success through stage 2.
Well, some success through stage 2 is definitely the goal for these teams. But I think it's about time we get to meet the first of our 2 contenders. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Time to meet the Minnesota Rocker. Minnesota Rocker, again, a squad that on paper looks absolutely outstanding. Accuracy, attach, Major Maniac, and Priester, all the working parts to make a championship caliber roster. But right now, Chance, it just feels like there's something going wrong in the execution of plays.
I mean, make no mistake, like Hardpoint is the focus. They are 2-8 in the game mode. Worst record right now in the CDL, but I will say, like, of the 8 losses that they have, 6 of those games are like within 56 points. So like, I know that's a specific number, but most of their losses are for close games. The only 2 wins that they have, they kind of blew the other teams out of the water. So it's really just sort of a clutch thing for them. All these games in Hardpoint are super tight, and it's coming down to like those final hills where they just give up a full 60 right at the very end. So they're not terrible at the game mode by any means. It's really just a couple small tweaks. They can start working themselves towards that 500 margin, and they will be a much better team in the league after that.
We'll see what they can bring today, but we have to go up now and find who their opponents will be. I mean, you know who they're going to be, and I'm going to give this a little bit of a nice time to pad them out and let us know. Ladies and gentlemen, about time. Put your hands together for the Florida Mutineers.
The dictionary defines redemption as the deliverance of persons or things from the possession and power of captors.
It is a 3-0 victory over the Florida Mutineers.
As the act of making something better. As the act of making up for a loss.
It is over, and that is a shocker for the Mutineers.
We define it as inevitable. You can count our KD. You can count our headshots. You can count our hill time. What you can't do is count us out.
Florida Mutineers, a squad made up of incredible individual talent who we are seeing find some mixed success throughout the league so far, Chance, but through Awakening, Skyz, Slacked, and Neptune, I think this is a very, very important victory for their overall confidence. We've seen them go toe-to-toe with big teams. We've seen them take a couple of naughty losses. Obviously, losing to Seattle Surge a couple of days ago was absolutely unheard of. No one saw that one coming. Apparently Nameless did, though, which I do find a little bit fishy, if you ask me. But either way, this team, I think, has an incredibly high ceiling, mate. But what are we looking out for today from them?
Well, I mean, I say the biggest thing just generically is they just need to kick it up for like the stage play, right? When it came to the tournament for the major from stage 1, they won more series there than they did in the actual first stretch. And well, now we find ourselves at the beginnings of stage 2 and they start in a rut again. If they don't sort of come out with that energy that you would bring in a tournament, they're just going to be down on CDL points. It is going to be a constant struggle starting from the loser's bracket. So they got to make sure they turn this ship around right now.
Well, see if they can get it done. Again, we saw great success in stage 1 every now and then, a couple of blunders, but still, get stage 2 going off to a fantastic start would be ideal. Now it's time for us to go through the Florida Mutineers game fuel keys to victory, my friend.
Yeah, and I'd say the first bloods for Search is important for them. I'm pretty sure that their first blood rate is actually about 42%. It's been sort of a struggle point for them where even on defensive rounds, on defense-heavy search and destroy maps, they're just struggling to get those first bloods, and that's even with Awakening's ridiculous production. It is just a collective thing about their execution at the start of the rounds is not always there. They just sort of get picked off, and banning raid control, I think, is interesting. Not just for the fact that their record isn't great, but on the flip side for Minnesota, they've never played a Checkmate. That's a map that Florida's happy to play, so if you ban raid, it's going to be a decision for Minnesota. Do they want to play the Checkmate that they've never played before, or do you want to have to deal with Florida on Garrison control where they are 3-1? So if they ban that raid control, they're going to put themselves in a good spot for that.
Interesting to see where this series goes. Of course, we'll let you know in just a moment, but for now, Chance, the Minnesota Rockers game fuel keys to victory.
And look, I've talked about the clutch thing before. All of their hard points are actually close. It really just has been a situation where it's like that final hill. They just lose those rotation battles, lose a couple key gunfights, and end up getting full 60'd right at the very end. So clutch is the main factor for me in hardpoint. Specifically, if we see a Checkmate Hardpoint, though, they actually are currently the worst team in the CDL on P3. Really, just anytime I go back and watch the VODs, they're never able to get any semblance of control on that hill. The kills are a problem. Even setting up for the rotation of P4 after that, they have struggled with. So that's really what I want to try to focus on for this team if we see a Checkmate. And then, of course, that Miami search and destroy. Saw from him yesterday. Offense is a problem for these guys. 3-12 on offensive rounds on Miami. I think it really just comes down to they sometimes will put themselves in a good spot and then just be stagnant, not try to get the bomb down over towards A when someone gets a first blood, not taking like the opportunities that they get when they create them. And I think they just need to sort of reorchestrate the way they handle Miami offense.
Well, Chance, you asked for a Checkmate Hardpoint right off the rip, and it's exactly what we are going to be getting. Express Search and Destroy there for map number 2, and dude, a Checkmate Control smack bang in the middle there. We will get a Miami at the very end of the series if we should get that far, and of course that raid Hardpoint for map number 4. But mate, seeing that Checkmate come through, through. What does that make you think about how the vetoes have gone, and given what you just mentioned there in the game field keys to victory?
I just think this means that Minnesota's been put in a tough spot. If they're forced to ban away a Garrison, even though that's a map they kind of like to play, just because Florida is that strong, it just means it's a fresh look for them on Checkmate. Like, granted, these guys played in scrims every single day. I'm not sure if it's an auto veto for them, but they veto it quite a bit, so it's the first look on it. It is not the comfortable spot that Minnesota wants to be in, at least for that map 3. Of course, that means for Florida, well, they need to make sure they take full advantage and try to get the dub there.
So early in the stage, plenty of time to put yourself outside of the comfort zones. Now, a quick scope brought to you by Scuff. And again, an overall look at the series so far, and 7 and 10 thus far for Florida there in the hard points. Again, Minnesota struggling big time in the hard points. We're looking at these overall stats. It does give us a bit of an indication of where exactly we'll be going in this series. And we did have an issue with a player dropping out there, but I think we actually are good to go. It may be possible if we're going to get a quick update to find out exactly what's gone in a chance. But again, looking at the quick scope, I think everything you've touched upon, 100% spot on, ready to go. I think we do have a nice series in our hands here against two teams with passionate fans looking to see their teams turn it all around.
Absolutely. And again, if you just want to keep things simple or just be a little bit generic, it's pretty obvious when Minnesota plays that really just the keys to victory for them are, well, if you're not going to win the hard points, you better make sure you clutch up on the searches. And of course, on the flip side, of course, if you're playing against Minnesota in hardpoint, need to get the job done and take them down, because they are very used to starting off map 1 with a loss. If you give them that momentum early on, Minnesota might be able to orchestrate a different series from some that they've had this year. So make sure you start off high.
We go, see if we can get a hot start as we go into Checkmate for map number 1. And this should be a fun one. Again, eyes on that third hard point for Rocker. If they have made some improvements over the last few days, it'll be very, very important to see the changes made there. But here we go, straight into the first. We will be running to all 8 players. Now charging on through. And as we see chance time and time again, little opening variances, you know, in those micro adjustments, what you do to try to hit this hard point first and foremost. We've stayed on slack this entire push, and it's a nice kill to get things going. Here come the rest of the Mutineers, and this looks like a nice little bit of opening time for Rocker. No one really able to contest. Here comes the final push, but it is non-stop action here in the opening hard point.
Non-stop action, of course. Well, the goal for Minnesota Rocker, at the very least, you want to contest. If you're able to flip those spawns, that's great. That's what Accuracy was attempting to think about, but he gets dealt with. The ARs in the feed showing up for Florida, awakening these guys, get 2 apiece. Get control of the hard point, of course. Well, when you look at the map control that they have, they are sitting nice and pretty to be able to rotate over towards B2.
Over to B2 we go. Go on board with Slack. Having a nice game so far. 3-1 thus far. All the tags in the back end, and we're looking towards those rotations already. The Florida Mutineers already there on that right-hand side of the screen. Tight spawns for them. You can see number 3. That's going to be Slack once again. Back in on it. Straight to the hard point. Neptune from up high, just holding these players from Rocker back, not letting them make that approach towards the hard point, not able to get their guns up and really deal any damage. And all this is translating in a very good time now for the Florida Mutineers. All good so far, mate. Here comes the first opportunity. Oh, it's a couple of tags from Major Maniac as he's now going to make his way into the back lines. If he can be sniffed out, fantastic, and he will. It's Skyz, a worthy investment early on. Nice kills going his way, and the clock still ticking in favor of Florida.
And this is going to be a great time for Florida. I mean, they're so far pushed out. Slack is already going on a full flank, thinking about future hills. Turns out there's no one for him to kill, and actually, Florida gives up the back spawns. Neptune did recognize it, though. He's going for the challenge as well, so this is just great spawn awareness all the way around. And we talked about P3 being a problem for Minnesota. Well, if you lose that badly on P2, they gave away about 45 seconds and potentially even some of this scrap time. They're not going to have any control, at least at the start of this new hill. You got to see how they handle it as they're down by 50 points.
Yeah, that's a big deficit to be down, but you saw Paris pull up a big 100-point, comeback against OpTic earlier today, so we'll see if we can't find it once again. But now over to the dreaded P3, the third hard point here in this rotation. It's going to be a Florida Mutineers in there first and foremost. What will Rocker do? How will they make that break? It's got to be somewhat concise, and then you need to see the time going their way. And so far, it is not working out. Slack is going to lay prone here, and Accuracy. Oh boy, this fight has gone from bad to worse. Still going to hold in the time there. The trades are going to be coming through. And I will say, Rocker, they've come out a little flat chance right off the rip here. It's still looking very much like Florida's hardpoint.
Very much so. It's never a good sign when Slack is one shot in the hill and the player's not even willing to challenge to take him down. But to Minnesota's credit, at least cleared out a few seconds towards the end. But obviously, no scrap going to go their way. They get bullied out once again. It was a 45-point lead going into it. Well, Florida just runs it up on that third hill, and Even more importantly for him, slacked in a nice little spot, pushed out the front end. He can get his teammates from the plane to win a couple key gunfights. Be poised and ready to go for new. He does get taken down, but Florida not too sad about it. They have a very comfortable lead in this game.
My. Well, Florida still now trying to make the break on towards next thing you see. It's a little bit of time early way for the Minnesota Rocket, but right now I just feel like Florida's gameplay is so squeaky clean. They're looking fantastic. I'd love to have a listen for the comms now. So without further ado, let's go for an Astro Gaming listen in with the Florida Mutineers.
Yo, top BSC, weak, jump twice. Jump twice for each, weakest
One
jump.
tube. Done. I'm going plane, Caesar block.
Every mid,
Yo,
mid right wing,
right wing and one steps.
Yo, bottom right wing, Lamar. Bottom wing, barrel. Lamar, dead.
Plan on me attach one shot.
Right.
Attach a plane.
And play lay down. Left wing, what's here? He's still close.
Plane attach.
Tube. One shot, press, absolute hill. Middle point. Left side.
I don't see him. I got left. I plane.
Yo, mid point. He's going our wood series. He's putting our wood series.
What's up, Sid?
Have your blood.
Plan on me, Majors weekend plane, research. He went out cabin, 100%.
Top grade, one shot.
One's SND.
Wood series
We get a series
absolute. Wood series absolute.
I don't have
I don't have a trophy.
Got a trophy on you? One here in front.
In the back, tap, dead. Shit on.
Bruce, one shot.
Wood, 50, half wall.
Bruce, a pillar. Half absolute.
Alright, take your time here.
Yeah, take your time here. Naps on right here.
Okay, I'm going right.
What's up, Naps? Fake flasher, what's yours, Nap? I'm trying to help you.
Yo, what's yours?
Caesar, go work plane. I'm helping you right, Nap. Close to your right.
Half wall, what's that mic?
Two hill.
Half wall mic.
Half one hill. I spawned back. Let's go.
Yeah, you know both wood series weak. Same time. One shot.
Stay down the whole time. I have it.
They're both one shot.
I'm in the cabin.
I have a trophy on you.
Yo, they're playing on him. They're playing already. Plan on me, dead.
I need your
Plan again, weak. Lamar's inside cabin. Inside of our cabin.
You push out, Jeff.
I might go top.
Take
it. Nice, good fucking win. Caesar, cut at your left.
Watching the hall.
I'm coming to pro wing.
Yo, the hall, I'm waiting.
Trying to wrap over left. Hall dead. What's the hall? One left wing.
I think a good point. Oh, BSD, deep right. I mean, no. One is deep right too. I'm helping you.
Chance, it sounds like a dominant Mutineers. They have full control of the game. You can hear the comms sounding absolutely crisp so far, mate. Anything that stood out to you?
I mean, really, just how unproblematic everything was for him. Even when they lose the spawns for P5, 10 seconds later, you hear the call out. I spawned in the back, you flip, nice job. It's just a comfortable game so far for Florida. But as you pointed out, we have seen 100-point comebacks on this map before. You can certainly chain some hills together. Minnesota trying to set themselves up long term. Inside the actual point, they're able to get that clearance on the plane. And of course, you see those spawns as well. So far, so good for Minnesota. Trying to chip away at the, now 80-point deficit that they found themselves in.
It's quite a hole to dig themselves out of, but they certainly can get it done. The contest has been great so far. It's going to be a nice two-piece from accuracy. It's going to now make the point all rockers. And that was almost a great stick. Wow, that could have been a close one, but accuracy still keeping the run alive. 3 kills in a row here on the point. There's a minute left. Oh, sorry, a minute over towards the next hard point. What a brain fart that really was. Florida, though, on the approach now. This is the first time we've seen Rocker manage to get this P2 right off the rip. And it's going to be Priester there in the point. There's 2 players towards that left-hand side, and it is a heavy hit from Florida through the left. They're going to be punching right on through. Neptune, great shots. A little bit of help from Attach now as Priester holds the point, but slacked. He's on his way forward, and it's a massive win from Priester. Good stuff from him up close and in much closer range than I think Skyz would like to be there with a Krig. Is going to be the push continuing from Florida. And all things considered, it's been a great hold from Rocker. We could be seeing that comeback that we very much teased a moment ago, but chance, this is the second now push we're going to see from Florida. Is this going to be any better? We'll find out in just a moment, because Skyz, once again, big shots. Man with a Krig can't take care of Attach either. And Priester wins another big one. Mate, it's looking great.
Looking great. Minnesota clearly did their homework. Yesterday when Florida played on this map on P2 and they had to break, they were constantly flooding through the Tetris side of the map. Well, who's over there this time around? Attach was over there for the latter half. Goes on a spree. You never lose those spawns. In Minnesota, when they're able to get set up in a hill and control it, they do great. But now we're back to P3. They're not here first. This hill has been an issue for them. Well, Florida so far so good. First 15 seconds go cleanly their way. Priester can make use of the split spawns and try to make a play.
Yeah, there's an opportunity here. Again, it is all eyes on number 8 right now. Priester, there he goes. Awakening here, the eyes on him. He certainly found the kill. There's a bit of a push now happening from yellow side, but Skyz! Oh, baby, what a two-piece that was. Massive wins. That's not what you want for Minnesota. This is easily going to be a nice big of a push now in the scoreboard for Florida. What a run it will be. Going to crack over that 200-point mark. Rocker now have the opportunity to maybe get a bit of a break towards the final few moments here, and it's going to stop them for the time being, but it's not really going to be enough. Overall, though, you will be seeing Rocker hopefully pick up a few more moments in the next hard points, but Chance, all things considered, at P3, they have not been able to fine-tune. It has not been kind to them.
Massive wins, though. I will say the hill might not have been kind, but that is both the ARs right there from Minnesota Rocker getting the clean wipe on the hill. Anytime you got the ARs winning the one-on-ones, that is where you thrive, and maybe even accuracy. Can start thinking about some score streaks. He was able to spot out 2 players going on the backside of the plane, and you can actually see Minnesota responding to it. They got both their SMGs hunting down those players around the plane, and this has been very early, very comfortable time for Minnesota to get. Love what we're seeing so far.
Risa just ran over Neptune. He just walked straight over him. Oh my goodness. He quite literally trod on the back of a living player, and with that, he's now going to be punished. The hardpoint flips right over. Not that it was entirely his fault, but what an unusual turn of events. Oh my word. Mutineers now in control. 20 seconds remaining on this one. They've got players on point. Bodies are there. Guns are up. They do also have a little bit of presence towards the next one as well. So nice break from Major Maniac. Last few seconds there. Awakening's been here to make this interesting. And he does indeed. Good hold so far. Still, you have Rocker in position for the next. But big wake. Once again, it's going to be more shots either side. Accuracy finally stops it. And here comes the opening for the next hard point. Rocker with a decent amount of control on that side of the map. They're going to need all these seconds because, again, it's 20 points now for the win for the Florida Mutineers. Rocker trying to hold this one down. Risa there on point. Major Maniac towards the backside of Graffiti on the top side of your screen. Risa loses the gunfight there. Oh boy, Neptune now with an opportunity to come closer. This is going to drag the rest of the Mutineers out of position and right into Neptune. And oh baby, the kills are going to keep going back and forth. Over to Big Wake now, making his way forward. Chance. There's 30 seconds remaining on this point. The battle raging upstairs in the plane, and it's going to be won by Rocker for now. Keeps these players off the point. And oh my, it is back and forth here on the 5th hard point.
This is just so tough for Minnesota. I mean, on this hill, it is operation just stay alive inside the point. Priest just kept falling when he was over on the pillar spot. Finally, though, they get the clearance, but I'll say for Florida, they got to be very happy with that. You go into P5, you don't give up that full 60. When it comes to playing control, Slack, big gunfights to win with the SMG, and he's taking his time with it. He gets pinched in. And attached now the last man standing for Rocker, Florida. They get the early clearance. 10 seconds away. Minnesota's got a flood, and maybe I talked too long. It might be too late. Minnesota now spawning so far out. Awakening with the ARs. Got all the coverage in the world. In Minnesota, again, they keep it closed, but they don't have enough gas in the tank. Florida Mutineers take map number 1.
I hate to say it, man, but it's exactly what you brought up with the stats. It's exactly that. It's a tight finish. It's Minnesota just being unable to close out in those dying seconds of the hard point. Props where props are due. Awakening and the boys, the Florida Mutineers, came out swinging. They set themselves up for greatness in that first set. It was a wonderful bed to work with. They really set themselves up for success. Not a lot of sweat going into the second one, even with the comebacks being made there by Rocker. Again, it just begs the question, if Rocker can have a strong start in a hard point, that middle game where they've got a little bit of time to mess around with and enjoy themselves more, you don't necessarily have to have, you know, a close finish or a tight finish. You can kind of get away with that scrap time there. But either way, Florida Mutineers getting it done there in map 1. And Big Wake clearly had his beauty sleep, because the last time we saw him on our screens, he wasn't all that, and he seems to be back to his tremendous things.
Tremendous things, and I will say I really think Florida just able to capitalize on a couple key mistakes. Again, even Priest towards that final hill, just kind of tossing away his life instead of staying alive inside the point. But for me, it's about that P3. We had 5 total seconds for Minnesota Rocker, and on the flip side, I can't even count that high. A minute and a half or above. P3 domination from the Florida Mutineers, and of course, well, remember back to it, that's when Awakening was picking up multi-kills. That's where Skyz was going on his spree. It is just that hill. I think maybe the ARs just can't really find their rhythm for Minnesota. So, again, that is just the hill for them. They got to figure something out.
Got to figure something out indeed. But there we go. First map in the books. We're now going to take a very quick commercial break, and we'll find out exactly what Skyz was listening to on the other end of that one. But hey, what a great start to the series. When we come back, we're going to be doing a little bit of search and destroy. Don't go anywhere, friends. You don't want to miss this.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by GameFuel. Use code CDL2021 for a special discount on GameFuel.com. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We're going to talk some Caesar Skyz Bueno right now. The man had a wonderful map number 1. But chance, I mean, all in all, like 32 and 20, it's a 1.6 overall in map number 1. Beautiful start. Skyz wasn't the beast we expected him to be in stage 1. Like, let's be honest.
Well, it's when you zero in on his stats, right? You just see some inconsistencies because occasionally he would have games where he would completely pop off, but then overall throughout the course of all the stage, obviously not really showing it too much. And I will say, if his respawns aren't too clean, at least statistically, I'm not too worried about it, right? Because if you throw him on Checkmate on an AR-heavy map, you can see what he's going to bring to the table. But I'd say for him, man, that search and destroy, I know him to be an SND wizard. So far, he has not been showing that off. Now, admittedly, maybe his teammates occasionally taking the limelight, awakening at times will just not leave his teammates too many kills. But I think Skyz really needs to zero in on his surge gameplay, pick it up just a bit, because obviously for Florida, 3-7 overall, not the finest record to have, and against a team like Minnesota, that would be the perfect time to show off your stuff.
Yeah, we'll see how they go now on Express. Of course, Skyz, we'll see what he can conjure up here. But if anything, you have to look towards the master of the Dark Arts Awakening. He has been the search and destroy powerhouse for this team. But again, when we go back to the series against Seattle, it was Neptune putting up those big numbers as well. So there's an interesting balance right now where you have these two titans who are really dealing a lot of damage in these games early on. Not necessarily always able to close out or capitalize on that. But again, mate, you brought up in the keys to victory. It's about the first bloods. You want to see the first bloods really be made the most of here for the Florida Mutineers. A dangerous team in search and destroy, it has to be said for Rocker. But have they been able to shake off the stanky legs that they had yesterday? We'll find out as we now get ourselves into Express. Starting to enjoy the Express,
and
mate.
It's also worth saying, Express is great, but it will be interesting to watch Florida play because they have, 10 S&Ds played over the course of Stage 1 and Stage 2 so far. 9 of them are either Checkmate or Miami. So we never get to see this team on sort of a fresh map, and this is as fresh as it gets, so it'll be interesting to look at. And there's the first bloods you're looking for, and it's Caesar Skyz Bueno that gets it, and Slack there for the follow-up. Quick start, admittedly though, Attach, tries to make it interesting, but is in a 1 versus 3.
Oh boy, I mean, that happened quick. So 1v2, let's go, Attach. Can you get the full team? They're holding hands. The other two are working together towards that B bomb site, and Attach now, he's going to cross tracks, try to make some progress here. Slacked and Skyz versus Attach in this 2v1 situation. And again, I've said it just a moment ago, but this is for the whole team. If Attach can pull this one off, what a wonderful way to start this search and destroy. Skyz, he sees him, catches him in the back, not able to get away with it. It's a nice round from the Florida Mutineers. They didn't let that one get away from them.
I mean, and at least for Florida, that is exactly what you want to see. Yes, Attach can make things spicy, but really that is all about the opening break. You're able to pick off the AR player. Skyz gets that first blood. Makes your job that much easier for your SMGs to now fly up on the bomb. And well slacked, no time wasted there for the trades. They get the bomb down, get that full control. You see sort of a mix match of what teams like to do on defense. A lot of it is just sort of force stacking either bomb site, sometimes aggressive towards B, or sometimes just trusting your retakes, but force it through and get the picks. Florida happy for it. And while talking about 4 stacks, Minnesota does not care. They got the 2-2 split going on.
We're going to see these assault rifle battles all year long over by the bottom side of the terminal there. Restart by Tickets now, just trying to watch these players on the approach. And he doesn't know how many members of Florida are so close to him. Again, you have to have that internal sort of game clock, understanding exactly where those players could be off the rip. And again, Florida have run forward, pumped the brakes. Now you've got Priester having to guess these corners. If he gets a little too ambitious and too eager, he is going to run into a corridor full of Mutineers players. There's the opening shots. Priest is now going to have to make a decision. We hold the line, let his boys come forward and help out. Now Awakening's going to make that choice for him. Takes him down. First blood. Major Maniac immediately answering back, but it's Neptune. Too hot on the trigger. Accuracy from behind. Takes care of Awakening. But once again, here comes the push. And what a wonderful bit of 2-play there from Rocker. Accuracy not hitting a single bullet into his teammate. And with that, Skyz, the comms have gone dead. Where are my teammates? Now I'm all alone. There's just over 20 seconds remaining chance. And Rocker, what a recovery that was.
And Skyz right now expecting a rotation that's simply not coming through, and that stun perfectly timed. They know exactly where it is, but the read is there. Not a difference made. Accuracy with the Kobe to get the stick towards the very end to seal the deal. That is a nice little, was that a 2v4? Just a 2v3 for these two guys at the end.
Just towards the end there was the first from accuracy. Here comes Attach over his left shoulder. The crossfire was perfect, man. I applaud the aggression from Mutineers, but it wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. They ran into that perfect trap. He's weak, he's weak. The little crying girl from Monsters Inc. there. It's one shot and stairs.
I'm so scared. No, it was perfectly done though, man. That's a super quick 2v4 just to get the confidence flowing. And I'd say for the flip side for Florida, like, that is just tough. You gotta wipe the tears away. See if you can bounce back on defense.
Away we go. We've seen 2-2 splits, and now we're going to put the 2-2 away, and we're going to be dancing over to the A site with at least 3 members now of Rocker. The players push the bomb, but Awakening, he's going to see all those, everything flying around, little cans and whatnot. A nice stick from Attach to open the round up. Wonderful work. Going to get the bomb down quickly. You see the bullets coming there from the inside of the terminal, just trying to find anyone's head in that situation. Not going to be found. Slack now. Right place, right time. Major Maniac finds himself on the wrong sides of the tracks, and this is going to be a 3v2 now. Mutineers have to make their way towards the bomb, but you can see the setup right now. We have all angles covered. Nice spot from Attach. Wonderful place to be in. Not going to work out. Priester wins the gunfight downstairs. Attach, eyes on Skyz. Cuts him down as well. Rocker find the round.
Oh, it's super clean stuff as well. Was it Attach that got the stick at the start of the round with the Semtex? I can't quite remember, but if it was him, yeah, then he just had a phenomenal round. I would say something that sort of caught my eye, though. We talked about this, at least me and you personally, a lot about Skyz and his wallbang spots he had all throughout last year. I think he was trying to shoot the guy off bomb through the trains when he was over by B. And it kind of seemed like he was getting close. So talk about nerdy players or a guy who knows the map down to the last detail. This guy's certainly in that category, just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, again, Skyz are really, I wouldn't say creative, but a player that's willing to take risks, especially when it comes to the geometry and the I want to say structural tension of most of these maps. But Awakening and Neptune, you can see them on the left-hand side of the screen, trying to make their way towards A. 2-2 split once again. You can see the pushing towards B now as Mutineers, they're going to be getting aggressive. They're going to try to lead this one forward. Awakening now coming in a little bit slower, but he will have that cut off towards the center of the tickets. Slacked very close on towards the bomb site. You know those players are there. Who's going to make the play first? Oh, Slacked. Attach is there, waiting for it. Attach. The first shots are in. The second are good as well. Wonderful stuff as Dylan finds himself a few more. I believe that's 5 kills in a row for him. I could be crazy.
Correct, you're right.
Thank God. Thank God. As he has had quite the search so far. And here come a few more. Priester, perfect timing on the push. Skyz does manage to slow down the spree for now. Oh boy, sees a bueno. And lands it. A little bit of time now is going to go for the quick plant. Here comes Accuracy. So Accuracy charging his way through middle. Will the bomb go down? The sticky lands, and that's going to be good enough to get the job done. Accuracy, heads up play. It's going to be 3-1.
And there are 2 things right now going incredibly well for the Minnesota Rocker. The first one is just Attached by default. What, a 5 spree for him, picks up the 2-piece, and more importantly, just the patient plays, right? He definitely is going to hear Slacked when he's sliding around the bomb. He knows he's there, but doesn't get baited by it. Plays it an extra couple seconds to make sure you catch him when he's actually trying to get that bomb down. So job well done on that front. And then the second thing is just the nades. I mean, we had, what, 2 rounds in a row where some stick was coming through on one player or another. Even this round, Accuracy saving the Semtex until that final moment. Getting the job done with utility.
Shout for like Awakening. He's just planted himself inside the center of the train there. Right smack bang in the middle, making sure that no one can creep through. The bomb's already got far forward. If Awakening checks this, and he will, oh, there's the tags. Skyz once again on the inside of the terminal. Here comes that wallbang, should they commit towards the A site. But again, I think for Florida right now, it's just hold the line. Rocker hoping for an opening pick. That's not going to help. Awakening just nerves of steel. Holds the line. A nice equalizer there from Attach. It's going to be a 3v2 as we do lose Accuracy to Skyz. Oh, and Skyz from behind, the villain. Stabs him in the back. 3-1 now. As Major Maniac yet to find a kill, but again, he's more of that point player. Like, he's always on the flank. He's the guy doing the absolute dirty work. And right now, it's a 1v2. He's really putting in the work. Slow and steady. He's got a bit of time to work with. There's 30 seconds there. Skyz may have caught wind of him there as he transitioned out to the top of the catwalk, but I don't know. Major Maniac chance, he could be in a position to do this.
I mean, this is what he does. This is when we get to watch this man work, but unfortunately for him, Time is ticking off the clock, and these two players still around the bomb site. You can definitely hear one coming through, finds the pick on Skyz with 12 seconds left. Awakening just got to play it around the bomb.
Okay, so he's on the other side of the train. The bomb's going to have enough time to go down. Again, if you're Awakening right now...
And Awakening can't mantle. Awakening hurt him for sure, but he can't mantle on the train.
He couldn't make it up to the top of the train, so he's going to have to go through the train. Major Maniac's going to check it. Oh my god! Oh, Awakening just from above! He finally makes it there, and the minimap was somewhat deceptive, but either way, the audio cues there must have given it for Awakening. Like, he got on top of the train, he managed to make quite a bit of noise. Major Maniac must have assumed he was down low, but that would have been one hell of a 1v3 here on Express.
Oh, dude, that was so just smartly played by both of those guys towards the end. I think the biggest thing, right, Awakening on the other side of the trains, he's definitely going to hear Major Maniac sort of jump down towards the bomb, but if he mantles in the train, he gets hurt. Major Maniac's got an AK-74U, probably wins the gunfight. So Awakening actually has to run, 20, 25 feet down the tracks, hop up from there to not make the sound that Major Maniac can hear. And of course, Awakening knew basically he had him trapped somewhere around the bomb, so just hunts him down, but great job by both teams, honestly, but a big round for Florida to get just to even these odds.
Again, it's dangerous, as you said. Like, we get to watch the man work. Like, letting Major Maniac set up and really play this the way he wants to was a sight to behold. Slower start now. No Awakening. We'll find out if that's a problem or not for the Florida Mutineers. Flash check guarantees it. Now it's a 1v1 against Neptune and Tatch. Oh my god, Neptune's movement as he pirouettes around the bomb site there and finds another set of kills. That is huge from him, even with the help from accuracy. Now Skyz, watching the flank, does it perfectly. Once again, it's Major Maniac in a 1v3. Very different position to work from now. He's going to win these fights decisively because they are on the hunt. Fast movement right now. Oh boy, up over the top, bro. I'm not sure who that was. Man, he killed him fast. Now all of a sudden it's 3-3.
Flying through the air on Florida, that would be Neptune. That would be Neptune pretty much 100% of the time. But Caesar Skyz bueno, man. Again, he was, 38th overall in the CDL out of 48 through stage 1 in Search and Destroy KD. I believe he's either 9-4 or 10-4 in this game right now. And the first pick that he got at the round, by the way, mapped somebody with the Krig going from tunnel to tunnel and then having the awareness to watch the flank. There you go, 9-4. Fantastic performance for him. This is the Caesar Skyz of old.
Yeah, like a little bit of MW Caesar Skyz, a little bit of BO4. He had his moments there as well. And stage 2 looking nice. Slacked and Skyz find their kills right off the rip, and already Neptune. Whoa, baby! Oh, Neptune! Okie dokie. Talk about flying off the top rope in the previous round. He's like, hey guys, I got these moves. If I'm airborne, I just don't seem to die. So let's just do 2 more wild plays. Neptune with the openings, and what a round that was.
And thinking about how young this team is, with the exception of Slack, like none of these guys, and if they played Black Ops 2, they were like 9 years old at the time. I kind of want to hear the comms from Neptune just be like, hey Slacks, man, you just tell me what you want me to do. I'll make it happen. It's not a big deal. Just feed me something, but his level of aggression has to be so difficult to play against at times. And of course, well, you talk about the aggression from one man and then Florida's ability just to slow things down. The ARs go to work. Nice little passive push on offense for Florida, just looking for information, but so far, they have none.
It's the kind of thing that messes with a game plan. Like, no matter where you are, what kind of setup you've got, you're like, well, he just pushed me. What the hell? I'm dead. And all of a sudden, he's in your safe space. You're in trouble. Look at the minimap now, up over the top. You see the pressure now on the A site, more defensively heavy there for Rocker, but now they're going to have to make the move in towards B. We're going to see some individual gunfights start to creep on up. Major Maniac, hello, is going to find Awakening from behind. Decisively done, gets him taken care of. That's one flank now, that bit more dangerous on the defense. The bomb does go down, 35 seconds on that clock. Attach. Oh, he's been in this situation before versus Skyz, and he's going to win it this time. Slack now going to make his way forward. Neptune from up high now, where he likes to be. What will he find in this round? There's a nice shot on to the first. Major Maniac making his way forward as well. Caught out on the transition. That's going to be huge. Major Maniac now. It's a 1v1, and he lands it against Slacked as well with a little bit of time to spare. That's going to be a great defuse and a brilliant equalizer there for Rocker to not let this Search and Destroy get any more hairy.
And this is just a dogfight of a game, too. Major Maniac putting in work that round. I mean, how many times have we seen someone, whether it's Major Maniac or even Attach, try to flank and either Skyz or Awakening just sniffs him out, hunts him down? This time it's Major Maniac that comes out on top of that gunfight. And after that, well, Florida completely trapped on B. Minnesota Rocker, of course, can take their time. You had a nice gunfight, went from attach. And, of course, the clearance there towards the end. But back and forth game so far we've got for ourselves. Neither team quite able to establish any sort of dominance. Maybe we'll get a round 11 or the team will be able to force it through. But it's going to be Rocker back on the attack. And well, instead of trying to flood in any one direction, Major Maniac, again, the island player. The opportunity for him to be the playmaker is that bomb going towards A.
Yeah, again, that's why we don't see him typically get too many kills. If he's coming into a losing round, it's late and he's struggling a little bit, but there we go. This is a nice opener here from Attach once again. Great awareness. That Semtex, oh, huge amount of information. Awakening's either inside of the train or near the A site. He's got a teammate to back him up. Major Maniac once again, right place, right time. Cerebral plays from the man. It's a 4v2. Neptune and Awakening, they got a lot of gun skill between them and they may be able to just bully their way out of this situation. But Major Maniac, oh, baby! He punches his ticket in train. And with that, we are on map point Rocker.
Hardpoint Rocker, and again, just to sort of backtrack, you talk about Minnesota Rockers' just methodical play style. They don't make a ton of mistakes. Everything they do is efficient, has a point to it. Major Maniac is going to be timing these flanks when action starts to pop up on the other side of the maps. But the problem is with the island player, if your teammates just get first blooded, then it just becomes tougher because then they can worry about the flank. But if your teammates win those first gunfights, then you're just going to win the round. First bloods are king, and Attach delivered last time around. This time, Florida. Bit of a 2-2 split. They're thinking about this B site, but you can see Minnesota are there. Attach. Or actually, Priesta playing the old spot inside the ticket booth. Florida has been punished from that spot before.
Scary situation for Attach to be in right now because, again, you can actually climb on top of that info box. You'll hear it for sure, but it becomes a bit of a guessing game. But here we go. Skyz. A little too curious. Curiosity killed the bueno. Oh, Attach finds one more. Slack now is going to make his way in to try to find the weakened player. Neptune's going to be one to get it. Now it's a 2v2. Slack to Neptune going up against Accuracy and Major Maniac. Two very distinct playstyles there. Accuracy's going to be more stationary. Major Maniac should be the one moving around a little bit more. They have one bomb site each now on the defense. Slacked. Ian Neptune now with the opportunity to possibly overwhelm Major Maniac here by the bomb. But, oh, it's a quiet plant. Major Maniac peeks, doesn't get anything, doesn't see a thing. A slip slide out, makes it a 1v1. And with that, the bomb does go down. Neptune versus Accuracy. Rocker, this is for the map. Florida, this is to push us to a round 11. Neptune down low, it's a perfect read, the right place, the right time. Accuracy, old iron boots, clambering through the stairs, and that's it. Last round chance. Oh, who takes it?
Love a good round 11. Get to see who ends up on offense as well. I will say, though, Attach has been putting in work for Minnesota this game. Needs a little bit more help. Nice adjustments for Slack again. Ticket boost spot has been a problem. He makes the read on Priesta, but gotta get those first bloods as well. Priesta struggling at 2-9 for the moment. And it will be Minnesota on the attack. And Major Maniac not going to be the island player. They are sticking his fort. They are pushing this straight towards A. They're going to be meeting 3 players from Florida.
Well, they're hoping to, again, overwhelm the limited defenders here on the A site. There's 3 of them. They're all down low. You could hit the pinch if you really wanted to. Neptune's still got the close side of lockers. A little bit of eyes on towards A. They do have an assault rifle, I think. Well, actually, no. They're bringing everyone forward. They're all inside this room. Awakening's going to be up first. Here comes the gunfights. Trays are there, and Priesta wins the 2 of them. A big kill now from Skyz in from behind. Oh, it's a 2v1, and just like that, Priesta's got to go big. Priesta's got to go big, and the 1v1 gets slacked. He just about gets it done, but here comes the aggression now from Skyz. Bringing the fight forward from up high. He's got his number, baby! Skyz from up high, atop of the train, lands the shots. Seemingly effortless, but what a play on the flank that was. The gamble did not pay off there from Rocker in the final push towards A. And they came so unbelievably close, Chance, but that is going to be 2-0 in the series for Florida.
Florida taking down the S&D. That just feels like a dagger in my mind. And who the hell would you least expect it? The man living in the darkness, making the full flank. Not often the main ARs that are taking their time to go all the way around, but makes the read, gets the kill, gets the pinch, and the clutch falls thereafter. But just solid stuff. Again, this is a team that we have almost 0 looks from them in Surge outside of Miami and Checkmate. Well, there's a taste of Express there for you. Looks nice and clean from top to bottom. Everybody on Florida putting in work.
Huge amount of work. I mean, again, damage-wise, it was predominantly Skyz, but 12 and 7 for him. I just want to talk about Rocker in that situation. I mean, round after round, you saw the wins from Rocker were so much more interesting. They were so much more clinical. There are those great moments from them. I don't know what it is. Like, their search game's now starting to lack a little bit. Of course, they've got their issues in Hardpoint. I'm not to say like I'm worried about Rocker in any way, because I feel like it's 1 or 2 good calls, 1 or 2 rounds go their way, and all of a sudden they're a top team. Like, it's just so close, so hard. You feel for them. But that was one hell of a search and destroy. We're now going to have a look at our US Army tactical play. We're going to give it to our boy Neptune. The man was on a run, Chance. Walk me through this one.
And take your pick on which round this is going to be. I think this is when he flies through and picks up the 2-piece after a couple kills go through. And again, it is just a difference, right? Slack playing is smart. He gets a kill, goes for the repositioning. Neptune gets a kill. Well, then he takes your gun and flies forward. It is just tough to play against. Instantly just pouncing on Major Maniac, who, credit where credit is due, tried to make the read, but Neptune sometimes just gets those freaky kills, man. Again, if there's anyone on Florida flying out from the top rope, shredding someone so fast you can't even tell, it's going to be Neptune every time.
Every single time. Well, with that done, we are now going to see Control come. We're not going to get there until we take a very quick commercial break, so don't go anywhere, friends. Make sure you've got yourself a drink. Make sure you've got yourself a little snack, because this one could well and truly go the distance. We'll see you after the break.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Hey, look, everybody with it. Eyes super heavy, I'm moving steady right through the city, lift it. My foot up on the gas, get a better way, or watch you on the mission. Ties tied away, better ride that, or you swimming with the fishes. Try not to get offended. My spaceship is coming.
Welcome back to the Call of Duty League, and we got snapbacks, strapbacks, and knits. Get ready to rep your squad with all new CDL headwear presented by Mitchell and Ness. I got way too much hair to wear a hat, but if I did, I'd be rocking me some fine headwear. MitchellandNess.com. Grab your hats right now, Call of Duty League fans. Thieves and OpTic coming soon. I'm ready to rock and roll, man. I'm gonna get me a big hat and wear it forward, backwards. I might get as many hats as I possibly can and stack them upon my head, but that's for a content piece for another day. Before we get into that one, let's go now and look at our social soundboard powered by Astro, and it's our very own Lockie Van Prague saying, "Sky's the limit. Anyone? No? No? Okay. But thank God, Matthew Pendlebury, thank God he was there to save Lottie in her dad joke, saying that he's 100% invested in his game. Clap emoji. We love to see it. Lottie, never change. And again, thank you so much for the assist there, Matt. What a legend. Skyz, though, so far, 44 and 27 throughout game 2. Sorry, through game 2, so we're adding everything together. Man's looking fantastic so far. But Shots, has it always been so bueno for him? I'm not really sure. We're going to be looking now at the other side of the board for Rocker. And again, it's close, mate, but it's just no cigar for Minnesota Rocker.
Well, I mean, I think right now, honestly, sort of that AR battle, Florida is sort of putting in work, but maybe on the flip side, it's accuracy. Of course, this is through the entire year. 0.92 hardpoint KD, not exactly what you want to see from the NAR, but we've talked about this in years past. That's sort of like a symptom. It's not necessarily all of this is being put on accuracy for the low KD or Priesthood for that matter, but if your team isn't winning hardpoints, your main AR is certainly going to suffer. Got to figure something out, and again, maybe for some maps it's a hill specific thing. Maybe it is just an overall clutch factor or figuring out when not throw away your lives. But either way, the struggles have certainly been there in the hard points. This is obviously, it's a focal point of the team. Until they figure this out, it could be a really bad matchup for teams at the top because of how good their search is. But then all the teams towards the middle or even towards the bottom, they're going to be good matchups against Minnesota because it almost feels like some of the respawns are just going to be free.
Could be. I mean, we'll find out as we go now into that Checkmate Control, or Checkmate as I've started calling it in the playlist, because this one could be a toughie. We're like the results now for Rocker. I think they're 0-1. It's not Garrison. It's not their favorite. Of course, they did get vetoed out. So we'll see how this one rolls, Chance, because this could be done and dusted here. This could be the 3-0. Florida looking to really put their feet up and enjoy the rest of the show today. So I'm sure many of you are, and we hope you are enjoying the show. But here we go, mate. Into Checkmate once again, Control. We've got Florida up 2-0 in the series. This could well be the last one we see, but Rocker, plenty of magic left in those sleeves. Let's see what they've got.
It is worth mentioning from the side of Florida as well. They might have struggled yesterday or the other day against Seattle, but where they found their success was in the Control, and it was on this map. I think they got the 3-0 sweep, winning 2 offensive rounds, so Florida certainly capable of flipping that switch, and Minnesota obviously is going to need to keep them contained. There's actually a B hit off the rip for Minnesota as well. Aggressive under the plane.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay, nice trades going the way. Oh, so far it's 2-2. I was going to say it's all good in the hood, but it ain't good anymore, baby. Your boy, Big Wake, is back up to the plate, and he's swinging. Nice 2-piece for him there. And already, life count starting to get a bit squirrely. Neptune still staying alive. That would have been a huge win. The trades are all good, though. And Skyz still bringing the rage upstairs, top plane. I mean, this is aggressive. Back over towards the A zone we go. Quick decap. I'm going to drain that tick. Still, immediately on to B we go. Not the most orthodox plays here from Rocker. Trying to just create some kind of disheveled push now out of Mutineers. Still got accuracy on B. Like, he's almost done the first tick. And there it is. It's done. So we're seeing progress across the board here for Rocker. Nice way to get things going early on.
Yeah, those nades, though, on point from both sides. Unfortunately, maybe no trophies just off the rip yet. Too early in the game. And, well, it's going to be a little bit costly towards the Rocker, but still, they got 2 ticks of progression to A. Looking for the third. Well, Skyz looking for the hero play. Wins both gunfights against the subs. Those are his first 2 kills. Neither gunfight would I expect him to win it, but he comes up big, and well, now Slack feeding his team information. He's got 3 kills, and he's telling his team, hey, everybody else, they're coming from P2. Get your ARs over there. Slack can just take his time and be annoying and play a couple corners. Wins the gunfight against Priesthood. That is 3 down. This is Florida looking to turn things around and crank this pressure up.
Oh, here it comes, man. They are cranked right now. Slack's on a 5 spree. That 2-piece from Skyz saved the A zone. Absolutely saved the A zone. And without A, B becomes the next open target, and you don't have to worry so much about crossfire. That's the playbook right now for the Checkmate Control. Here we go, though. A little bit of breathing room to work with. Attached with a nice kill into Neptune. 2 players in on A already. There's the contest. The trade should come through. It's accuracy winning his fight over towards A. This is very, very important right now. And again, no one in the contest just yet. You still now, for Florida Mutineers, playing for more B control. Here goes Priesthood, trying to clear out the top plane. Reaching clear, finds one, dips in and out straight away. Love to see this aggressive play. There goes the A zone gone. 1 minute 22 on the clock. Bit of a team kill comes through, but this could be an opportunity to stack over in towards that B site. B zone, rather, and maybe make a bit of a dent here. But wow, Rocker, fantastic recovery.
Yeah, Minnesota right now playing this like search. They're just looking for the kills. They actually spotted Slack, so he's in a bit of a tough spot right now, but Priest is the man that shoots at him, ends up getting taken down.
Ooh.
And the pressure that Rocker might have had on the map becomes stagnant. Skyz and attach. Nice little standoff towards aBeZy.
Major Maniac top playing control. Oh, there's the nades, guys. Oh, in that game of chicken, he comes out on top. Now looking over towards the player in top lane again. Great awareness, great comms so far for Florida. You can tell that they are firing together. Awakening with a sub slide right under the kill feed. 40 seconds remaining now. Not a really good effort in on towards the B zone just yet. You're seeing Rocker just take a couple of pokes, couple of jabs here or there as they make their way forward, but nothing decisive enough to really push Mutineers off balance. Awakening now, straight on towards the point. 25 seconds left. Not going to jump in there. Doesn't want to give the information away. But here comes the slide out. I love this awareness. That's going to be the contest. We are watching Big Wake at his finest here. Priest is going to make the reads, though. Gets kills. We like to see it. 24 seconds remaining now. Chance. Second tick almost done. Slack just about wins the first. The second. They don't get the second tick on B. Now you're going to be seeing that one player on the point drain it. Major Maniac could make his way forward. Look at the clock, though. 15 seconds as well. Got to get going, mate. Quick contest. The final two members of the Florida Mutineers. And the final two members now of Rocket. Oh boy, now it's a 1v2, a 1v1. Slack from up high. Gotta make his accuracy. Will he win the fight? He does just about. Wow, it quite literally came down to the final man. What a round that was.
Oh my God, and what a heartbreaker of a round that's got to be from Minnesota, right? Like, think about all the things Florida had to do just to win the 1v1 towards the end. It took Slack going on a 5 or 6 spree, setting up the spawn kills. It took Florida getting all of the map control in the world at a certain point on defense, but eventually giving it up. And I think, honestly, most importantly, the two-piece that Skyz got, I got to see that from Minnesota's perspective, because it had to have been just completely chopped up, because not gunfights you expect Priest to, or attached to lose for that matter. Not able to trade out the one-shot Skyz, but honestly, a hell of a try, I'd say, for Minnesota Rockers. So close yet, so far. Now they're going to need to clutch up on defense. I guess the good news, you lose the offensive round, at least the life count was literally as close as it could be.
Indeed. Well, with Minnesota now on defense, I'd love to hear it from the mouths of Rocker themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, time for a quick Astro Gaming listen-in with Minnesota Rocker.
Jerry's one shot on your beat. Jerry's one shot on your beat. He's low B wing. Jerry's low B wing. I might go top lane. He flashed me in alley. Top lane. He's on B. Caesar's alley, Caesar. Drop the nade on him.
Stack. Nade on
Winging dock, pushing out that pillar corner.
I got naded.
He's docked down the pillar. He's up to the right. Up to the right.
A box is on. A box is on. A box is B and A. A box is B and A. B got off. B got off.
B wing.
You could full flash the guy on A.
I'm flashing
him for you guys.
Jerry's still on.
I'm B. Nice. I'm going plane though.
I'm looking across. Tube Neptune to the right.
Their side.
Push
our
side.
Yeah, I got you. One shot in the corner.
What the hell do you think?
I'm
ASD now.
I'm tripping.
I'm dark spot.
What's up, baby?
Dark spot. Jerry, low wing. Going to B.
Oh, top plane now. Top plane.
Okay.
They're on B. I'm
gonna help you, A.
They could be their side A.
Top plane, Neptune one shot.
Top A wings, top A boxes awakening. Jumping down to A. Jumping down to mid A.
Yo,
close right A.
One could be radio.
One right A.
One here.
Good job. One more A.
One was dock. She's on radio. One was on B.
Nep's close on me, dead.
Good job, dead.
Chance, it's still pretty tight. You heard the comms there from Rocker. I mean, I thought they sounded pretty much in control, very composed.
Sounded great. I would say, honestly, the bigger problem for them, like anytime they're able to set up some sort of team push or a break on a hill, they've been on point, but a lot of just their one-on-one gunfights they've been struggling with just a tad. Accuracy going to get dropped from up top, and you can hear that time ticking down. Florida, not a ton of progression on either point. And right now, unfortunately, they're being sort of funneled into B, which is not an easy place to get. Slack, though, able at the very least to get that top lane control.
See how they go. 15 seconds remaining. Looking to see that last-minute contest. But again, we are waiting for someone to make the play. And it's going to be Slack in the top lane right now. And again, he does have a little bit of help from Skyz. But Priester, here he comes just to eject him. Off you go, son. Back out in the window he goes. That's a lovely bit of work. And that should be the round. No one there to contest. Rocker, level things up. I'm sweating, mate. It might be the leather jacket, but man, this is one hell of a series.
The series so far, I mean, almost every round, super tight as well. Admittedly, Florida not a ton of tick progression, but even the kills were pretty close to each other within 3 or 4. Minnesota just doing a nice job. They just able to retain that sort of A streak control for long enough. And if you're ever forced to go to B first on this map, it's not always the easiest thing in the world unless you're able to get some sort of clean break. So Minnesota, I don't know if they're going to go back to the opener towards B or not, but I would assume more of a standard throw a body or two up and around the plane, everybody else towards A street, and looks like that's what we're going to see.
Could well be an even split across the board. Oh no, we're deviating course. There's a little bit more A hit. Awakening though, at the deep back. All the tags either way, the kill's going through. Like, it's easy trades right off the rip, but here we go. In on A we go. And Awakening, slip slides, catches up. Oh no, he doesn't finish the kill. Doesn't finish the kill, and the Priester saves it for his teammate. Great comms all around from Florida off the rip. And now you see an Awakening try to be aggressive. But once again, comms all around. No one's letting these players slip through. It's why the life count has been so similar so far. The trades, the damage, the assists are on point. Skyz now bouncing around there on the A zone, trying to make sure it's safe. We do have a little bit of progression towards A, but that's gone. Neptune just eviscerates Attach at close range. And with that, here comes the aggression.
This is the moment, man. This is when you got Florida basically taking a hop, skip, and a jump all at the same time straight into their spawn. Neptune looking for the finesse, trying to win these gunfights. Attach, at least buying Major Maniac the time to get in there for the trades, but still your base has not been cleared out. Still two players putting the pressure out past that A street, and we talked about this before, man. If you're getting funneled over towards B, not a fun spot to be in. You need to find a way to clear out slacks.
Yeah, Accuracy's done. He's done a lot of work there just to get them forward, but Attach, that left lane now wide open. You still have Slack on the inside of the tube, the connector, NASA, if you will, right on that right-hand side. Attach is making his way forward. 20-odd seconds on the clock. Here comes the capture. Stop the clock immediately. Damaged out into Neptune. Got to watch for the flank, though. That's going to be immediately Accuracy's job. And nice work from Priester. Brilliant reads. You've still got two members, two of them, of the Mutineers in your base. While the two players are capturing on point, I mean, this is a precarious situation to be in, right? You have to win the fight on point. You got to flush these guys out. And Slack, he will not be flushed. He floats his way towards the back. Nice kills on the front line again. Skyz, can he get the two-piece? The second kill here will be huge. The clock is now ticking once again. Neptune, the trap is set. Mutineers, this is looking magnificent. That should surely be the round. 10 seconds now remaining. Slack went big. Could not be stopped on the back line. Imagine now, if you are Rocker, it's just grab kills and hope for the defensive round when it comes to the end. But man, what a play chance from the Mutineers.
I mean, that's got to be just communication, right? Like, you get that time where you're in their base for that long, and just the fact that the two players in tube, I mean, Slack waited, what, maybe 30 seconds he was behind enemy lines, but he was waiting for his AR players to start to making moves over towards the hill. That way, all the players on Minnesota Rocker just had too many things to deal with. So, communication on point, the patience around tube just to wait for the pinch, also on point. Sort of putting in work, but of course for Minnesota, well, we all know it's about the defense on Checkmate. They had a fairly clean round just 2 rounds ago. Put up once again. Of course for Florida, well, we saw them with offensive success yesterday. They're trying to replicate.
They're going for it. It's a decent commit here. Oh, man, the Semtech's out and about, just trying to soften these players up before the push. Neptune gonna land one. There's a nice bit of a trade, but you still have Slack there towards that far side of the point. Great read from Slack. My God, that is huge. Does not let Priester get involved. Now, this is going to force Accuracy to make a play with the Krig up close. Not where he wants to be. Slacked, dude, once again. Slack just keeps finding kills in situations like this. Attach's going to win the nice big one on the defense, keep the contest alive. Man, this is a back and forth matchup. We are going to finally make the B point all Floridas. Slowly but surely going for the cap. Keeping those players trapped in on A, playing control, Slack's on a 4 spree. It's 20 and 10 overall chance. It's a delight.
So it's a delight. Keep in mind right now, Minnesota's still doing a decent job, even with Slack sort of putting in work. They're tied on lives, not a ton of tip progression, or actually 0 coming through on either side. Maybe somewhat of an opening. Now you actually have a body on point. Neptune pushed out towards this A street, but for the moment by himself. Not able to quite win the first, but keeping these players at bay. Priest there for the re-challenge and the one-on-one gunfights. Neptune on point, Awakening there for some follow-up and trying to stay alive for Slack to be the hero. Hero is there, Skyz for the coverage. Clean 4 down and A point almost assuredly gonna come through for Florida. And they got that 5 life lead.
5 life lead and A zone now captured. We had a big wake over towards B there, just dealing damage, but finally goes down. With that, it's almost like you don't even care. Just make the play. You've got plenty of space to work with now. Now roll over towards the B zone. B zone has not been drained yet either, so Rocker not able to really do their homework there. A little bit of maintenance, a little bit of cleaning up hasn't happened. Nice win from Priester. That's a huge one. All top control now should be theirs. And now the battle rages below the point. Skyz with his Krig. Good old trusty Krig. Just finding poke kills here, not committing to the point just yet, just hoping to find more damage, keeping the life count all sweet. You've still got Priest of Good and the Hood up there before being picked by Skyz. Jesus, Skyz. It's non-stop, man. The awareness is on point. Oh my word, the turn almost onto attach. Meanwhile, you're capturing the B zone. Chance this could be it. A couple of points there going their way. Oh boy, second tick done. Slack's going to get the quick contest out of the way, and it's all down to him. Streak's coming through. Slack dips out the point, dips back in, knows where he's safe to make the push from, and accuracy comes in at the last moment and saves it. You've still got one player there on the point, and this is starting to get very, very desperate for Rocker. Very, very desperate indeed, Chance. There's 2 players left on the defense. There's 1 player left on the defense. It's Major Maniac. You have to hold this one. There are so many bodies now available to dive onto the point and get the quick cap. You gotta go, Rocker. You've got to go. You have to make the run for it. Get on point. Go for the contest. Is anyone there? No! Florida. It's another sweep. 3-1 overall, and this will be the 3rd time Rocker have been swept in the CDL so far. The Mutineers certainly came to play today.
Guys, well, this might have been the run where he didn't quite get the streaks, but who needs streaks when you've got the beams? This was the opener. A 6 spree he goes on before he gets dropped. Every gunfight the man just made look that much easier. Stage 2, Mr. Bueno might just be here. Hell of a performance from Florida. Making sure they bounce back after 2 days ago lost, and well, back into the darkness he goes.
Well, he seems to be very, very happy there. The man loving life right now, awakening on the other side of the color spectrum. Bright lights around him, and he is shining. Certainly, the squad looking fantastic after a surprising loss again to Seattle Surge earlier in the stage. Now you bounce back in a brilliant way. You take care of business. Their first sweep of the season. A round of applause. Florida, good job done. It was a bit of a battle at times. It was a very, very close search and destroy. And again, Clutch rules above all else. They did a good job on the Checkmate Hardpoint as well to not let Rocker make the comeback. But for Rocker, once again, it is continued heartache for that team. They are so close, yet so far from making a big difference here. All things considered, though, a 3-0, a very, very tight one, an incredibly exciting series, it has to be said. And now a quick look at the damage.
Damage is great. I mean, Neptune just sort of quietly almost throwing up 5K is not too shabby. Just consistent from start to finish. Obviously, Skyz going on sprees was nice to have. And then even Slackman making plays underneath the wing. Like, it is all about the timing when you know guys are going to be jumping off behind you on the wing or going on those full flanks. Well, Slack just reading that repeatedly, even doing this by himself. So across the board, everybody putting in work, and Awakening just looking at his teammates saying, thank you very much for the carry. I appreciate it. GG, everybody around.
GG's all around. We are going to see our Scuff player of the game in the moment, and we have received the forecast, and it is going to be clear and beautiful skies from the first round and from the third. He had a lovely gamer control chance. I mean, this is basically a little highlight reel of the man just doing a fantastic job.
And this is just the 2-piece, by the way. Again, winning it in SMG and then just chowing out even while weak and winning against the next SMG in line. I mean, that's just one of those moments. This was the round that literally came down to a 1v1 at the very end. Skyz loses those. Not only do they not have those lives in the back pocket, but A is almost certainly going to get capped sooner. You have less map control than before. It just took so much work for him. And then, well, at this point, maybe a little bit less stressful. Just the highlight reel, just beaming people left and right from underneath the plane.
Oof, what a fantastic string of plays there from Skyz. I know which gun I'm going to be running the league play later today. But, friends, that's going to be our series completed, but that doesn't mean that we don't need to stop winning. Don't forget that this year, when you watch Call of Duty League matches, you can earn in-game rewards like exclusive emblems, calling cards, weapon stickers, charms, and oh, so much more. Go to callofdutyleague.com, register and link your Activision and YouTube accounts so that you can earn this weekend's rewards. Plenty of goodies to be had. We're handing out weapon XP tokens, and when we get to the major later, you've seen it obviously on the screen, there's more calling cards coming your way, there's more goodies, more fun things, more fantastic things to be earned simply by watching. That's all from myself and Chance for this series. We're going to have Dallas coming up later today taking on Surge, but for now, it's a quick commercial break, and we're going to hand it over to our friends LVP and Study.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by USAA Insurance. We offer insurance that's made for the military community to help them easily protect what they've worked hard for.
The team said we should have our brand new billboard around here somewhere.
Oh, there it is. Wait, where's our faces at?
We're back and we've got the schedule presented by the US Army to take a little gander at to see exactly what has been going on all day long here at the Call of Duty League and what we've got coming up for you next, because I promise we got a banger on the horizon very shortly. We're going to see two teams taking on each other, and honestly the winner of this will be a decent decider, to be honest, because both of these teams have shown serious potential. We have seen Chicago take down Paris Legion in a pretty dominant fashion, and then finally we have seen Mutineers take down Minnesota Rocker again in a big way, and later on we got Game Fuel Marquee Match, Empire versus Surge. And Stud, I've got you on the desk once more, my dude. We got to talk about what we have just seen before us, because this was rough. This was rough for Rocker. It really was. And do you know what disappoints me the most about it is that I know the potential this team has. Coming into this season, we talked about what this team looks like on paper. The roles were perfect. This team looked like it was going to be a dominant one, to say the least. And that's really not what we're getting from Rocker. And really, we haven't got that much this season at all. What did you make of that encounter against the Mutineers?
Yeah, so ever since the major, since they lost that Battle of the North versus Toronto, they have yet to win a single map in Stage 2. So all starts with the Hardpoint, man. They were the worst Hardpoint team in the game, and it's still definitely showing. And then the Search and Destroy. They have been up both times in their last two series and just haven't had the ability to close out games. And Search and Destroy was usually their backbone. And if they're losing that game mode, you're starting off 0-2 in the series and your back's against the wall. You have to come back and try to fight back in that control. But at that point, it's too late, man. If you're Minnesota, just got to go back to the day one. You have to go back to what was working for you guys originally, or if you guys are doing that currently, you have to completely switch it up, because you still have yet to play OpTic. You've still yet to play Dallas. Those are going to be some tough dogs to go up against. They need to improve, and they need to improve quick.
They do. Do you think that's anything to read into in terms of the meta change? And obviously things have changed coming into Stage 2. Is there any improvements you can see for them that potentially could play into their strengths coming forward from this meta now in Stage 2?
Yeah, it definitely has to just be more teamwork. Like, when you watch these guys, when you're closing out, the only piece of teamwork that we saw was when Attach watched over accuracy on that Express SND in the hallway staircase. That was the only thing that we've seen out of Rocker. And then right now, like I said, they still have a lot of matches that they have to get through, but they have to start with that Hardpoint. That's not working for them. Priesta, who we expect to be their X Factor, is not performing to the level that we expect him to be. And hopefully, you know, with some role changes, it could possibly change a couple things. But as of right now, Rocker, they're just on the decline.
They are. And, you know, they've got some seriously talented individuals on their roster. And I have no doubt that they can come together as a team and really start to perform. I think they need to figure out what works best for them. But I'll tell you what is working is that Mutineers roster. Let me tell you, those players on that roster are popping off left, right and centre, different game modes, different maps, and I love to see it. We need to talk first of all about Skyz. Skyz on that Hardpoint, absolutely phenomenal. The numbers he put up were huge. However, I want to ask you, Stud, about his S&D game. I know it was previously lacking. Apart from Season 1, it was looking absolutely phenomenal. Had a little bit of a lackluster at the beginning of Season 2, and I want to know what you think about it coming into Stage 2 of our second season.
Well, Skyz has been one of the best SND players ever since last year. For the Stage 1, he was ranked 38th overall in KD. And that's not what you usually expect of a player of his caliber. Now, you see in Stage 2, there's a lot more teamwork going into these pushes. So it's starting to set up Skyz. He's also being that island player who's going for the late flanks, trying to make the openings for his team. And he's just picking up all those clutch kills when his teammates need him the most. He's really stepping up in this slaying department, in this search and destroy specifically. Pretty sure he drops double digits on this map. Comes down to a 1v1 and he's able to close it out to win that for his team. He's developing that context, developing that confidence for him is exactly what he's been doing so far, and so far throughout Stage 2, he's been shining in that game mode.
And you know, it's not only him that's shining. We got Neptune, we got Slacked, We've got Awakening, we've got Playmakers, we've got Young Guns, and we've got Big Wake on the map making moves, and we love to see it. Stud, thank you so much for joining me once again on the desk. We're going to head to a quick break, because when we come back, I do have our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight, and I am joined by the IGL, the Playmaker Slacked himself from Florida Mutineers. So we'll see you right after this. Hello everybody and welcome to your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. Joining me this time I do have the one and only Slacked from Florida Mutineers. Now Slacked, I've got to talk about, of course, your journey so far this season, because we've seen a little bit of a difference from stage 1 heading into now stage 2. I feel like you guys are definitely more put together as a team. I think roles have been solidified a lot more. Obviously we have had a meta change here, but I want to know, obviously coming up against some of the big dogs, you were falling pretty early on towards them. And what have you guys changed up heading into stage 2 to really be able to elevate your team forward?
I think it's really just kind of practice, honestly. Like picking up Neptune, it was like a new thing for us. He had never really competed in Call of Duty really before. This is kind of his first year, so it was really learning like how he likes to play. Also maneuvering kind of with Awakening and Skyz, just figuring out how we like to play in certain situations. Search and Destroy, like I said, was all new together. In the matches, obviously everything's played a lot different than whenever you're just practicing playing Scrim. So I think with time, it's been a lot better, and I think it's starting to show. It's really just us playing confident, playing together, and playing like we practice.
For sure. I mean, you know, going up against Rocket here, were you guys setting up in terms of how you've been practicing previously? Is there something that you have to do and adjust to when you do come up against different teams? How does that work for you? I know that you're a playmaker here. You make a lot of decisions, Slack.
Honestly, I think it just comes down to, like I said, practice. I just told the guys, I'm like, let's just have some fun with it. Let's play like we practice. In the last few weeks, we've been playing really, really well, and it just needed to transition into these matches. Today, I was like, guys, let's just have fun. Like I said, do our thing, do like we've been playing, and we won 3-0. I think we played pretty well, and if we can continue to do that, we should be looking strong.
I think so too. Hey, if you continue, there'll be a lot of people fearing the deep. That is for sure coming into stage 2. So Slack, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. And congratulations, big series win from you.
Thank you.
There you have it, guys. Fantastic interview as always from the Florida Mutineer guy himself, Slack. Now, coming up after the break, we do have our Game Fuel marquee match. Dallas takes on Surge. It's going to be an absolute banger. Who is going to come out victorious? We will find out very shortly.
Now it's time for our Game Fuel marquee match here on, what day is it? Where are we? I don't care, but it's Dallas Empire versus Seattle Surge. My name is Miles, his name is Chance, and we're ready to get into this one. What day is it? Saturday. It's Saturday where we are, that's right. Oh, here we go. Excited to see where this series leads us to, Chance, but we've got our Game Fuel marquee matchup. Honestly, no idea what day it really was for a long time there. We have our Game Fuel featured player to be looking at as well. And it is going to be none other than Huke the Nuke himself. We will be taking an unfiltered look at his gameplay throughout this series, and I cannot wait to see what the young phenom is up to.
I mean, he's just been a monster all year long. Like, he's certainly in the running for, like, best player in the game right now. Obviously, FaZe has had their number, so you can't give him that #1 spot as a clearance, but he has just been playing out of his mind across all game modes. He, like, barely has bad maps. It is honestly just, like, what we expect from this young man. When you're playing in 5s, you know, occasionally some players have to take the back seat or your, like, skills aren't always going to be able to shine, but this year he has been shining very, very brightly. Has been a force for his team, and frankly, I'm just excited to be able to watch more of his gameplay, see what the man can do.
I mean, it's been amazing. We have talked him up for, I think, 3 CODs now. I mean, like, every single time we see him, we're like, he's the next big thing. He's going to go huge. This is going to be his year, and it hasn't been the case. MW was one thing, but even then, he wasn't as individually insane as we're already seeing him on this title. It is just unreal. This could actually be the year the Huke really blows things up here in the Call of Duty world. The champion of other first-person shooter titles across the board, and again, now he's bringing his talents back to us, and boy, oh boy, do we love us some Huke. But that's enough of that. We love a bit of Huke. We have a whole team to talk about. His squad mates, the current reigning world champions. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Empire.
Dallas Empire have smashed the gates open. Oh no, Huke is in, you mate. Oh, it's a shot punch. Oh no! Once again, they saved the day.
Dallas Empire, one of the teams on the tips of everyone's tongues, is true greatness. But again, they lost the last major in a big way to Atlanta. Chance, I think we need to see Shotzzy, Crimsix, iLLeY, and Huke do a lot of soul searching and time spent watching VOD to work out those issues with Search and Destroy, because damn, that was one hell of a finals we saw.
I mean, yeah, that's really just the game plan for Dallas Empire. Like, obviously, they're going to be geared up and ready to play today, but they're thinking long term. This is a team only thinking about championships, and right now, it is pretty much just that one team, Atlanta FaZe, standing in their way. So that's the back pocket game plan for those guys. But of course, Miles, well, they do need to get past Seattle.
They do need to get past Seattle. And what we're seeing out of Seattle so far is wonderful stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, you saw them a few days ago where they turned the COD world upside down. Now it's time to meet them again. It's the Seattle Surge.
Son! Finds himself another one! Pristini looking dangerous. He's just ripping! Entirety of the Guerrillas, wow! Aggressive is always Diamond Con, head ripped off. Looking to find a few more, but Gunners absolutely rips his way through the 3 of them. 249, 249, Seattle won!
I think a lot of fans are wondering if today is the day that Seattle Surge's woes truly turn themselves around for Octane, Pristini, Looney, and Gunners. It has been a sordid affair at times, but again, a massive victory against Florida a few days ago must have given them a tremendous confidence boost, Chancey, it has to be said. Dallas Empire, an entirely different beast, though, when it comes to an opposition, but how are you feeling about the way that Surge are looking these days?
I mean, I'll tell you, it's one of those things. It's not as bad as like the Minnesota Rocker with Hardpoint, but just for the fact that they just have that one game mode control where they are just starving for a win. It's just going to be so tough to win series against like any teams in the CDL. Everybody is good at this point. You're going to need to figure out a way to start getting those game 3s instead of just dishing out free confidence to the other team halfway through the series. But honestly, looking at the maps, I kind of like them for Seattle, especially that Checkmate map 2 I think is super interesting because right now Seattle 3-0 on the map. And granted for Dallas, they're 3-1, so they also look good for a record. But all 3 of Dallas's wins on Checkmate S&D have been in round 11, so it has been to the wire for them. even, well, that Moscow Hardpoint that we're going to be kicking off for. Not a terrible map for Seattle either, man. They're 1-1. I think the only loss was about 20 or 30 points. Frankly, for Octane, if he just had a slightly better cruise missile or one that worked for him, they could be 2-0 on this map. And on the flip side for Dallas, 1-2. So Seattle, this is an opportunity, man. You got a good map set, and the map set starts off strong for the first 2 maps for you. You need to make sure you deliver.
Well, this is the chance. Game 1 here on Moscow for the Hardpoint. Seattle Surge, Dallas Empire. This should be a fun one. And again, for Dallas, I think the real crown jewel of this series is going to be those search and destroys. You do want to absolutely put Seattle in the dirt, but already it's a conga line right on through mid, and the aggression is there, and a confident Pristini is certainly a dangerous one. A wonderful couple of kills going his way. Surge with the opening gambit, and it paid off massively. They're going to grab the time, but they still have to worry about spawns for next. And chance, quite frankly, the flip was already there. They've completely flipped out.
Yeah, they just completely forgot to actually sit in the back and block those spawns. And, well, you make a mistake like that, you got to imagine Dallas Empire is obviously a team that will execute and make sure they come prepared. iLLeY able to pick up 2. And, yes, Octane's there for the trades. He's able to get them. But either way for Empire, still, you get that free rotation in P2. They're going to be feeling comfortable. And even Crimsix gets posted up on Globe. He is going to live there and make sure that if you try to cross mid, you're going to have to deal with this Krig.
Yep, you're going to deal with that Krig. Shotzzy's going to be there in the back end to put some damage forward. And final few seconds here, and Looney, it's invariable that he will have to cross through this hard point, you know, to really get towards the next one. So he's able to contest, maybe find a kill or 2. Not bad. But Dallas, they've got a decent setup here towards the second hard point, towards this courtyard by the tree. You see those spawns coming through very, very close to the hard point. Number 2, watching that long street side. This is going to be Huke, our Game Fuel featured player on your screen. Watch him now as he plays his way through this hard point. Communications come through, and he's going to look towards white. He's going to die immediately, but look how close he'll respawn. Oh, no, I take it back. The player number 6 was close enough forward, chance, so Pristini's done a lot of damage in the back line. It's going to force Huke now to push from the front.
He knows this is where all the players are going to come, and actually just bad timing for him. Able to stay alive, but you can see number 6, Pristini, just trying to hunt him down, and doesn't even need to for Huke. Now you just basically have to think about the rotation, and that is a tough go around. He has 3 engagements in the first 2 minutes, and just being forced to rotate this far in advance, not a fun spot, and you can see the idea. He's responsible for mid, but Seattle, well, no one's going to be coming here. They're going all the way around. Effectively right now, it's going to be Huke and Shotzzy sort of pinching these players in.
Good info.
Huke playing it smart, just giving his teammates that information.
Yeah, a lot of info. Breaks the glass, creates a little bit of noise. Oh, no. He was so patient for so long. But if anything, that was testament to how great Seattle have played. Not only that hard point. Hello, hello. Oh, baby, Shotzzy, go on for the 3rd, son. That was disgusting. Okay, I was trying to give Seattle some love, trying to tell them they were doing everything right. And then you go and do something like that. Shame on you, Shotzzy. Nice 3-piece.
Fall from Crim. It's just daggers in the back line trying to hold the full 60. That is like not even caster's curse, but like the featured player curse, dude. Start off with Huke, try to give him some love, and then it just turns out Shotzi's the player. Gonna have that hot start, but either way, much better job on this hill. That is just a clean and easy full 60. Unless maybe Seattle, now that they're spawning the back, want to fight for the scrap, but either way towards new, you can see the idea from Seattle. Pristini's going to be around pillars trying to hold that bus control, and well, you got Octane pushed out over towards bus stop, but Dallas Empire, they're going to be looking for him.
Yeah, again, look, Pristini right now on the hunt, truly looking around for any players, I mean, anywhere. He's got no idea where these members of Dallas are, and the spawns have just changed again, so you can see his whole squad spawning on the right-hand side of the map. Seattle have got to make their journey now. Shotzzy, maybe caught unaware. Looney's going to paint this gunfight a little bit easier for Octane to win, and now we make the push on the street. Lee there with the QBZ, 1 to his name. Octane gets the trade immediately. Pristini backing him up. Crimsix now from the deep bust. Shot's going to be there at great range with the Krig. And again, that mill stop, slight magnification there with the red dot. He's going to make these shots that bit easier, but this is not an easy position to hold. You have to pick up the trades effectively. So far, no one really able to make the big play. It's going to be Looney now making his way through the jump up in the office, and even then, he's just able to just sort of create a distraction. Not able to get any kills. Dallas hold the point fantastically.
And Crim right now needs help as well. You see his teammates actually flooding this whole time just to try to give him a little bit of love because they need one more kill for him to get the score streaks. Unfortunately, his teammate loses the gunfight, and then 3 players there to challenge to shut him down. So no score streaks, but the good news I'd say for Crim is, hey, you got a 50-point lead. You got the good side spawns potentially long-term for P2, and more importantly, in control of the actual point. Shotzzy right now, 15 kills to his name. Imagine he's going to be feeling clean and easy, and where he's going to be getting some shots in, his teammates there get the sweep. And even though these players end up spawning behind, they might not have blocked, but got Crimsix very quick to recognize these players are going to be behind.
Oh my God. Crim,
the guy
Looney,
that is
Crim.
literally right behind him.
They're back to back. Oh, Crim finally gets it, but wow. Good job, observers, to catch that one. Whew, that was like I don't know what to call that. That was almost comedy, truly. But either way, Huke's going to come out on top of the war of trades. And oh boy, picks up the QBZ, paints it the nice Dallas Empire camo color, and immediately puts it to good work. There you go. Final 10 seconds going to be going the way of the boys of Dallas. But now Looney, eyes set on the next one. He didn't have a great hold last time, and already iLLeY wins a big gunfight there on point to hold it. Oh my word, Huke. That was a nice shot at range. He's turned the KD around, baby.